All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to J&J's Next Play. As always, I am one of your co-hosts, Julio, and alongside me, I got my dog, Juan Rebelde.
What's up, everybody?
So, guys, this is episode 7. It took a while to get posted. I do apologize. That's on me. Last week, I had player 2 arrive, which is my son, Jace, born October 16. Dude is healthy. He is loving life, sleeping and eating, and now that I'm kind of getting used to dad life, I found an open window where I made a trade with my wife where I'll do the feeding tonight. Kind of sucks now. I'm not going to get much sleep tonight, but bueno, this is a cost of me wanting to do a podcast and play video games, which is going to bring us up to our first topic. We posted our first reactions to Ghost of Yotai or Yotai, however you want to say it. Juan, what are your thoughts so far on Ghost of Yotai?
Game of the year. Easily.
Game of the year. No, yeah,
Easily.
definitely.
The
Definitely.
game is beautiful. It's entertaining. It's, aside from entertaining, it has that desire to continue wanting to play the game. It's not boring. It gives you a motive to continue to look forward to what's coming next and what's coming from the game. And there's even speculation about of potential DLC even coming to the game. So it's only gonna get more exciting if they extend it any more than what it is. I mean, partially, I'm not even anywhere close to being done with the game. I think for everyone, it's taken different time lengths because again, the game is so good and it has so much variety of things to do throughout the game that you just get lost. You get lost in a beautiful world and you just enjoy it. Like it's genuinely a game you enjoy. It's not a game you're trying to finish so fast because I'm just trying to get through another game, or this game got boring and I'm gonna try to finish it quick now. No, it's a game you would definitely want to take your time, and it's hard to say that about nowadays about a game.
Yeah, so going back to what you were saying, Juan, one of the things that I was reading on is Sucker Punch Studios, the people who made this game, they said they had no intentions of releasing DLC. The Legends aspect of the game, which is the multiplayer that I told you about, where you can take on bosses together or go against other people, is gonna come out. But they pretty much said that if the community wants DLC, they're gonna give the community what they want,
We do.
which
We are the community.
which is nice to hear from a studio finally listening to its people. And going back to what you were saying about the world and how you don't want to rush it. So if any of you played Ghost of Tsushima like I did, Tsushima was a beautiful game. The mechanics of the game were great. But at some point you were like, the side missions weren't worth it. It was a lot of the same puzzles over and over again. This game is not like that at all. Every side mission feels like a story of its own. I've told this to Juan many times. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go over here. As I'm going to that direction, you have the little bird that tells you, hey, there's something interesting over here. As you're going over there, you have people chasing you because there's a bounty on you in the map, and as it gets bigger, people are just after you constantly. And it's like before you know it, you just wasted an hour of your time, and you still never reached the point where you wanted to go. Which one of the websites, How Long Does It Take to Beat, says that this game takes approximately 29 minutes to beat, or 23 hours to complete, or 66 if you want to complete the whole game. I want to call bullshit on that. My PlayStation says I have played the game so far for about 42 hours, and I haven't, to not ruin the aspect of the game, I think there's like 6 or 7 main bosses you have to kill.
Yeah, and
I've
that's
only killed 2.
that's actually something else I'm curious about though, because as Julio and I have been playing this game, every single time we talk about it and when we hit each other up to see where we're at in the game, that's another cool aspect of it because everybody's on a different note. Like that's what makes the game better. Like it's not predictable. You're not gonna be at the same place at the same time. Everybody's going at a different pace, so everybody's in different locations. And the other cool thing that we managed to find out so far through the two main characters that you're quote unquote supposed to go hunt down and stuff like that, it's already changed the atmosphere. So it kind of you go from land
Mm-hmm.
to snow, so it kind of it begs to challenge the mind, and it begs you to be curious as to well, if they change from land to snow just off rip after two characters, what's left? Like, what do these people still have in the game that we haven't seen and is waiting for us? Like that urge of as a gamer, I'm not gonna lie, it's good to have back. Like, it's good to have that desire
Yeah,
back.
yeah. And then as I was talking to Juan, there's even like when you start progressing other parts of the map, the puzzles change, the enemies get better, they get smarter. So it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna slash my war here. Nope. There's
You
actually
unlock
like
different weapons, different
the
outfits,
game
all
is
that.
insane. The game is beautiful. Story mode games like this, feel refreshing because it doesn't feel repetitive. It feels rewarding. The story is amazing. Like, dude, honestly, this is probably the best game story mode wise I have played since God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah, and that's a big compliment. That's a big
And
compliment.
yeah, 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 and that's
God of
saying a lot.
War
Now,
is a
Now,
beautiful.
will I say it's better than God of War Ragnarok? I feel like that's an unfair comparison because in one of them you're a Greek god that just pretty much causes havoc, and in the other one you're just trying to get revenge, and you're going against a group of people who are causing chaos in your world.
Like Yotai 6.
Yeah, Kratos just shows up somewhere and either goes my way or I'm gonna start destroying stuff. So it's not it's not a reasonable comparison, but for those of you who played Ghost of Tsushima and you enjoyed it, play Ghost of Yotai. You probably are. If you've never played either of the games, I recommend both of them. Definitely, definitely, definitely a game worth playing.
I also think though that now that we're on the topic of saying God of War and even flirting with the comparison for God of War to this game, I think God of War also has that edge in the sense of like the dialogue. You get me? Like, I feel like
Yeah,
the dialogue is in God of War is just it's more cinematic, it's more
yeah. The
impacting.
cutscenes feel almost like a movie, like watching a
Yeah.
TV show.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I mean, when he
I get
says
you there.
death can have me when it earns me, like that's
Bro, to this day, I see that portion of the trailer and I still get chills. Death
yeah.
can have me when it's earned me. It's like, see again, bro. Kratos. It's like,
Piensa que no
no,
hace tipo,
bro.
¿verdad?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's like, but anywho, now that we're on the topic of video games, Juan, let's briefly talk about Battlefield because me and you both got Battlefield. We played it. Juan, what are your thoughts on Battlefield?
So it is different. I mean, being a full-time Call of Duty player, and by I mean full-time Call of Duty player, I mean whenever we get the chance to actually play the game, I don't actually sit at home all day playing this stuff. But yeah, like it's always been Call of Duty for us. Well, I mean, for the most part, yeah. And it is different. Battlefield is way more technical. It's a slower game, you know. If to me and from what I've seen, rushing is not it in Battlefield. You rush, you're more than likely gonna die
Yeah.
more than half the time that you actually try to get a kill. Like you're probably gonna go 4 and like 20. I don't know at this point because you're running and a sniper bullet out of nowhere gets you and you're done. But I do think I think it's definitely have. I think Battlefield, at least in this one, has captured at least my perspective and my attention. Um, as far as like, you know, making you feel like you're in a war scenario, if that makes sense. Like
Mm-hmm.
the maps are very catered to looking like a war just happened. Like you step in, you load in, and everything is looks like a war. Looks like a war.
Guys, so with Juan mentioning in this, I do want to bring up how last week before my son was when we were playing, and Juan found some success on top of a roof. Now again, going back to what Juan was mentioning, this game isn't like Call of Duty where you can just go rush in a room and you see two people and chances are you can win that gunfight. This game is very realistic. Chances are you might take one person with you if you're lucky, but you're gonna go down at some point.
You run out of
It's not.
bullets. There's no kill streaks.
Yeah, it's not like Call of Duty in that perspective. So going back to that, I found out early on that camping actually rewards you in this game to a certain degree.
Until the
So
roof
I know
comes.
Juan's laughing because he knows where I'm coming with this. Juan was on top of a roof, and I see my dog one. Oh, I got one. I got another one. Out of nowhere, I see a rocket go. And as it hits the building, all I see is the building collapsing with one right there. And I'm like, oh my God. So again, yeah, you can camp in this game, but pretty much from what I've seen, almost every building is destructible if someone hits you with that rocket launcher that's designed to destroy buildings. So there's been times where I'm not even on the roof, I'm inside of a building and they just throw a rocket. And now there was a wall behind me, now there's a big ass gap where I'm like, oh shit, like I'm out in the open now. So I guess with Battlefield, again, Battlefield's a really cool game. The graphics are there, the mechanics are there, the the game is awesome. But there is one issue with Battlefield, and I hate to say it. It's not Call of Duty.
Yeah, it doesn't
Call
have
of
that
Duty,
it factor.
it doesn't have that if factor. Like I feel like every map is huge. I feel like sometimes it's too realistic. Like it's not sandboxy at times as Call of Duty can be. But this needed to happen to Call of Duty because, again, from day one, there were 747,000 people online. There's roughly about anywhere between 300 to 400,000 people playing this. Dude, like, this is maybe hopefully a wake up call of Call of Duty where if they leave the bullshit behind and they get serious and down to business, dude, they can, again, competition's always needed because look at Call of Duty for the last, like, couple years. It just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. So hopefully with Battlefield coming out, and again, I'm not knocking down on Battlefield. We've been playing Battlefield. I know the Battle Royale mode of it comes out the 28th. They've announced like 3 new maps. Now you can drive club cars 1. So again, the game is beautiful. Graphics, mechanics, and everything. It's just not Call of Duty. I need my kill streaks. I need to be able to rush in the building and fuck up 3 people if I need to in the span of an instant. I need that unrealistic gameplay sometimes. But I don't know, man. I played the beta for Call of Duty, and I'm still kind of iffy about it. Some people say they like it. Some people say they don't. I will say I'm one of those that, luckily for me, I don't have to buy the game to try it. I have Game Pass, which Juan isn't a fan of Game Pass anymore since they spiked the prices to $30 a month.
They fooled us, bro. They said paga 30 pesos and you get this exclusive title, EA, all the flashy logos, this and that. You go look in the store and there's no top games for technically for free by paying the membership. So in other words, you're just really getting access to their full game library. Which again, it's not a knock. They have certain titles there that might attract your eye from every time to time, but it's not. I don't know. At least I didn't see it was worth it. So guess what? I went back to that 1099.
Look, if you tell me that if Xbox said, "Hey guys, by the way, every other month this year we're gonna release an exclusive title to the Xbox brand and it's gonna come out on Game Pass," I would have told you, you know what? Cool. But realistically speaking, at this point, you pay the $30, play COD for a month. If you like it, you're gonna come out winning if you just flat out buy the game afterwards and cancel Game Pass. But if you're gonna tell me that I'm gonna pay $30 and you're gonna give me old titles like Hogwarts Legacy 2, RoboCop, games that came out about a year, 2 years ago, and the only real good game you're gonna get anytime soon is the new Call of Duty, nah, I thought you're better off buying it at this point, to be honest. But again, those are my perspectives on Battlefield. Battlefield's a good game. I give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. Only thing it's missing is not Call of Duty, and what's Call of Duty missing? Everything else. So I believe that's enough video game talk for today. Now to the first sports topic. And Juan, me and you have talked about this. I believe you had a different opinion from me, but I've told you this and I called it. Why has no one from the Dolphins been fired, and why is Tua still the quarterback after they're now 1-6?
Yeah, they're no. 1-5, 1-6, 1-7, whatever it is. Point blank, they lost to the Cleveland Browns last Sunday. And at this point, when you see these poor guys go take interviews or take pictures of anything, honestly, it looks like they're over the season. Like, it looks like they're already past mid-season and it's very mid-season. And they just look tired. They don't have energy. The locker room is dead. Jalen Waddle just went down. So now you lost your 2 top receivers. You have Tyreek Hill down. You have Jalen Waddle down. You have a quarterback that throws an interception for every other play. But I will tell you this. Something interesting happened this past Sunday for the Dolphins. It was a miracle. Tua finally got benched.
Yeah,
Oh Lord, he
but it
finally
was in
got.
the fourth quarter, and they brought in a poor rookie QB to play garbage time. Or not even
Bro,
rookie, just a
I mean, I'm just glad something finally happened with a decision was made. But here's where I go with this, and here's where I'm taking this. I'm starting to think, and not just think. I've been having a little friend of mine constantly whisper in my ear, constantly reminding me that this has to be clearly an organization problem. This is a GM problem, not a coach problem, and unfortunately, Mike McDaniels is gonna catch all the heat for this stuff. On top of the fact that I'm sorry, he's not really helping his case with how he does his interviews. Like he just
no,
adds fire to the fuel, and
no.
it
This
kind of
dude
all
looks
ties
like he's
in.
lost.
It all kind of ties into the ruckus that's going on with the Dolphins right now. But however, him benching Tua kind of starts to bring the questions up of like, okay, have you not been benching him because you've been trying to give him a chance? Or have you not been benching him because this is the quarterback that the GM wanted to draft so badly? Because mind you, we all know about the quarterbacks that were on the board. Mike McDaniels was not saying Tua, Tua, Tua. I mean, go back to Flores, actually. I'm sorry. Flores,
Espérate. En el terreno, because if you're gonna collect that, I'll do it for 1/4 the price.
But I'm going back to what I was just saying. Like it even goes back to Flores. Flores did not want Tua. He did
didn't.
not want Tua. It was the GM that said, "Hey, look, this is our guy. This is who we're drafting." They gave him the luxurious contract that he has right now, and guess what? It's biting them in the butt. It's not working out at all. It hasn't worked out for I don't know how many seasons. I mean, surprisingly, they made the playoffs somehow last season. And they got their ass beat in Buffalo.
So when Tua got drafted, obviously that was the same class where Joe Burrow got drafted, and then Justin Herbert got drafted after him. I know Brian Flores said he was very vocal in saying he didn't want Tua. For those of you that are unaware, before Tua's time in Alabama came to a close, he got a hip injury. Dude, hip injuries, no matter what sport you play, once you injure your hip, you're done. It's kind of like when you injure your back. Chances are you're never gonna come back. Sometimes some might say the same with knee injuries and vice versa. But the hip, when you go throw a football, baseball, anything, you are constantly moving your hip. One of the things that ended Bo Jackson's career was a hip replacement surgery. Before this guy was known as the best athlete in the world. And not only did you draft Tua, but then what was his contract again? Let's bring it up just for shits and giggles one more time. So Tua signed a 4-year, $212 million contract.
The bank, they bought in the bricks.
I saw a video where this dude who used to work in the front office for the Marlins said that the Dolphins are stuck in a really shitty position. Why? You lost Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle just went down, so any trade value you have for anybody in the team just went away. Tua is a salary cap destroyer. You have a head coach who lost the team, and then you have a GM who's had the longest job in the world without even reaching past the first round of playoffs. The Dolphins are a mess. And I believe that the first way you fix this is getting rid of the GM. Mike McDaniel, depending how you view it, depending how you see it, his job might be done too. And at that point, you tell Tua, Papa, look, you either get it together, or after that, with those remaining last 2 years he has in his contract, you're just going to have to either eat it or, I don't know, have a garbage product out there for 2 years, collect a bunch of draft picks, and then tell Tua, all right, bro, go to Hawaii, bro. Go to Cancun, go wherever you want, pero retírate. You're not playing no more.
Now listen,
Because
the Dolphins may be in shambles, but let me tell you who's in good shape in that same conference.
you're gonna say the Patriots.
How about the
right?
Patriots,
You're gonna say the
baby?
Patriots.
How about the Patriots, man? Drake
But
May
again,
is playing out of his
that's an organization. That's an organization that got rid of their head coach. They got rid of that quarterback that they drafted that they didn't like.
Furball is doing his thing. Man, sitting here at 5-2, haven't beat the Buffalo Bills one time already? Wow. What if it happens 2 times? We get the division. Just
Dude,
saying.
again, for I can really care less about the Dolphins. But if you're a Dolphins fan and watching a team like this, it has to break your heart because what 2 years ago they had a really good record. Last year was brutal, and then this year went from bad to worse. It's like, dude, like it's kind of like how I feel being a Marlins fan. Even though last year they did show a lot of hope, and apparently the Marlins GM does seem like he wants to improve on what the team he has now. But if you're a Dolphin fan, it's kind of like what Juan was saying. The first thing you gotta do is go to that front office. If I'm Ross, I'll go to that front office y voto todo mundo. The whole hallway. Goodbye. You guys have not done anything for 20 years. And again, bro, Ross is an old owner. Yeah, he likes to spend money. He's done a lot with the Hard Rock Stadium. But all this spending, and where you get? A first round loss to the Chiefs. No hold, dog.
Well, I mean, clearly he's not invested in the team for the best interest of the team. And you just said it with what he's done with the Hard Rock and all the business now that the stadium.
Well, I think he does it with the best interest. Pero, Papo, get rid of the damn GM already, bro. El tipo no pinta nada, bro.
Hey, man.
So now, ahora lo van a coger con Mike McDaniel because he looks like a dork. El tipo se levanta los joggers, and he looks like he's like a space cadet when he does interviews. Yeah, let him get the heat.
The Mark Anthony glasses.
Coño, bro, yeah, let him get the heat. Y después GM goes, no, pero my job is secure. No, papi, levántate and get out.
They got
again, that is my personal opinion. But with that being said, Juan, there's already been a couple weeks of NFL season that has been played. Who do you see pretty much going to the playoffs in NFL?
To the playoffs? Well, the playoffs is a bigger variety that we're talking about here. I mean, and I'm not even going to go by division. I'm just going to name teams. The Chiefs are going to be in the playoffs. The Eagles are going to be in the playoffs. The Chargers are going to be in the playoffs. The Bills are going to be in the playoffs. The Bucks are going to be in the playoffs. Who else we got?
Did you mention the Steelers already?
No, I haven't mentioned the Steelers, but they just flopped the game the other day. I believe against Cincinnati. That boy Joe Flacco went overnight from Cleveland to Cincinnati, and he got a double over there. But yeah, actually the Steelers have a streak for always making the playoffs. So the Steelers will be in the playoffs. Those are like teams that you're always gonna see around. But the conversation really starts to get interesting.
I'm looking at the standings now. And the team with the best record is the Colts. They are 6-1.
The Colts are shocking the league. They're freaking Daniel Jones looks like QB1 comeback player of the year all of a sudden, in the system over there. And it's starting to bring up the question of like, was it the system in New York that wasn't working, and this guy was depressed over there because he did not look happy over there in New York, and now that he's in a new system, does he feel refreshed and he's ready to go? I mean, they also got one of the best.
Nothing works in New York. Look at the Jets. The Jets are 0-7. Nothing works in New York.
But I think the Jets. Hold on now, because I'm not trying to skip conversations here. Because we came in the kitchen today and we gotta discuss the ingredients that we came into it. Hold on now, because as I was saying, the Colts have a really good squad, and it's a bonus to have Daniel Jones playing well how he is, because they also have a star running back, and that's Jonathan Taylor, and that's who has actually, he's the machine, he's the oil that keeps that offense fruitful. It gives it the variety that it needs, because again, when the running game works, it makes your passing game works. It's football 101. But now that we're going into the Jets, listen, I get it. The Jets are 0-7, but I don't think they're trash. I just think they have a new roster. They have a complete new roster, actually. Because again, don't forget, when Aaron Rodgers came over to the Jets, he wanted to bring his entire Green Bay.
Aaron Rodgers experiment.
He brought Alan Lazard. He brought Devontae Adams, which Devontae Adams is now shining again in the LA Rams. Alan Lazard stayed there in Barcao, so he's probably feeling some type of way with Aaron Rodgers. Uh, and then Aaron Rodgers just dipped. Like he just said, "Hey, bye," which makes it even funnier to when the Steelers beat the Jets, and Aaron Rodgers was like, "Yeah, I needed to do that." And I'm like, "Homeboy, what do you mean you needed to do that? What did those people do to you? You didn't play. You got injured bringing out the American flag.
What a
Like, hello,
what a
like,
loser.
what's going on here?" But yeah, man, I think the NFL this season is actually. Let's talk about the Ravens. The Ravens
I was just about
shocking
to
the,
bring that up, bro. The
are
Ravens are also
shocking the
struggling. They're
league.
1-5.
With the record they currently have. And I even had a conversation with one of my colleagues just not too long ago, and he was saying like they could turn it around, and I was like, really? You think they could turn it around? Like they gotta win a lot of games to make themselves a little bit more, uh, relevant at least as far as this season because they have a roster. But again,
I don't even want to try and guess the coworker because I don't want to put him on blast.
they're having fumble problems. They can't every single fourth quarter they seem to have fumble problems. Derrick Henry, I don't blame Derrick Henry, but I think the reason why he's fumbling the ball is because of the amount of carries he's getting, and he's gotten older. Like yeah, the guy is swole, the guy is huge, he's a tank, but he's getting older. He's getting older, and too many carries per game is gonna force fumbles to happen, and unfortunately, it's happened. Lamar Jackson got hurt. Apparently, he's somewhat coming back into this next game, but I don't know. I don't know. For them to go on a streak, they have to go against the sorry teams that are doing bad right now and catch some sort of heat to get some steam going and even flirt with the idea of becoming a playoff team this season because they've been shocking to watch. But
Yeah.
interesting
Oh,
to watch is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That boy Baker Mayfield is cooking in Tampa.
I hope the Bucks win, bro, because he deserves that because when he went to the bum ass Cleveland Indians and they gave up on him and it looked like his career was about to be over, and to have the story that guy's having in Tampa, bro, if there's one person that I'm cheering for, it's for that guy.
I will say there's
That guy
concerns
deserves
though.
it.
There's concerns though because I mean Mike Evans just went down this past game that they lost, and hopefully it's not a serious injury, but well, if he gets that guy back, they'll be going on pace consistently how they were before. But right now, Baker Mayfield is arguably so far predicted to win the MVP this year, and we'll see if it stays throughout the whole season.
Again, bro, and he deserves it because that guy they gave up on him in Cleveland too soon. He finally gave them a winning record, and then they gave up on him for who? For eso suerte que gustan los masajitos, and then just tries to do funny business.
That
Coño,
guy's
da,
actually still
like, how much of a dumb franchise do you have to be?
that guy's still on contract by the Browns. He's still on contract by the Browns, and I think he's still one of their quarterbacks. Like I just, he's obviously hurt. But and by the way, we're talking about Deshaun Watson here. But yeah, they extended him. They gave him a really a while. It was actually when they traded for him. They gave him like a 4 year contract. But they got
So just to end the topic of the NFL, I asked Chat GPT to give me its prediction on the remainder of the NFL season and playoffs. Funny enough, they predict that it'll be an Eagles versus Buffalo Super Bowl with the Eagles narrowing a win over the Bills.
which would be crazy because if that happens, we're replaying our episode where we did our Super Bowl predictions, and I actually predicted the Eagles to go back to back. And if it happens against the Bills, boy, the Bills have some bad luck because that would be the fifth time they lose in the Super Bowl. My goodness, oh man, my heart would break for Josh Allen if this happens. My heart would break, honestly.
Dude, dude. But anywho, with that being said, now yo me la voy a desquitar contigo, Juan. Yo me la voy a desquitar contigo because yesterday was the opener of the NBA season, and as all of
Back.
you are aware, and if you haven't seen his shirts yet, it says LA Dodgers on it. My dog Juan is a Laker fan, and he had to go to sleep early yesterday because they were, look, mira, go hello. So Juan, but I will tell you this. There was a couple things that I was seeing yesterday during the game. So first and foremost, I had no idea DeAndre Ayton went to the Lakers, and he was playing like garbage yesterday. Then you had Marcus Smart, who I guess is still upset that he got kicked out. The Celtics team didn't get a ring, fouling the crap out of Curry, being a nuisance. He's become like the new Patrick Beverly of the NBA. And with all that being said and done, Doug, they lost to old Warriors team. But then, one thing that I did see on Twitter, then after I saw a video, dude, LeBron was just sitting in the sidelines. Buddy never clapped. Buddy never said a word, bro. You can tell that ese tipo está jugando pa joder, bro. That guy I don't think he really cares about basketball anymore, bro. I sincerely don't think he cares about basketball, and I think at this point, está ahí pa comer mierda.
You let me know when the stage is set. Because there's a there's a lot to speak about here.
All right, go. The stage is yours, bro. Dale, métele mano, because they're your team.
All right, so listen. A while back, as a lifelong Laker fan, especially when we started, going through those really hard times and things of that nature. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I at times I can't watch the game because it makes my blood pressure rise. So it's bad for my health. So at the end of the day, as much as I love the Lakers, I have to look out for my health. I cannot put myself in those positions. And quite frankly, the Lakers right now for the past few seasons have been the same copycat Lakers that I could tell you off right what they do. They'll go mid-season, probably with a negative record, probably or somewhat close to a positive record, and looking like they're either a 6 seed, a 7 seed. Surprisingly, last season wasn't that bad of a season. We were actually in the number 3 seed, but you know what? We got our butts bounced in the first round, which was surprising from the energy that we were bringing from the regular season, and especially after the addition of Luka. But anyway, it's the same thing. We'll get mid-season to the point where tempers flare, the fan base is heated, they're giving the organization crap, they're bullying everybody. The fans are going on Twitter, they're complaining, the media is starting to get to the Lakers, because again, the Lakers are a big media team. And there's different levels to this that I've actually been looking into in a sense, because it's interesting. It's interesting to see how the media and different aspects play a role in the type of franchise that the franchise at the end is. And with the Lakers, they're a big media team. The lights are always on in LA. So whatever you do in a Lakers uniform, whatever you don't do in a Lakers uniform, but you still play for the Lakers, they're gonna catch you, and it's gonna get posted everywhere, etc. Now, again, LeBron. Listen, it was great having you.
LeBron James.
It was great having you. We appreciate the championship that we were able to get together when we had the gang together with Anthony Davis, Caruso. I miss Caruso so much to this day, bro. Every single time I see him in an OKC Thunder uniform, I shed a tear. I miss that guy. But it's done, buddy. It's done, and the organization has to realize it's done. But again, Julio and I were talking about this, and I just mentioned it not too long ago. It's clear as daylight. You're right now, with you being the big media team that you are. Again, LeBron catches a lot of media. It makes your organization relevant. It makes you popular. Everywhere the guy goes, the Laker logo goes. So again, now it's starting to question.
Look,
now
I get it.
Are you doing the right things for the nature of basketball, or are you doing the business side of things to still keep the organization afloat and keep it somewhat popular?
Well, and then also you do have to remember the Lakers have a new ownership group.
Yep.
Someone bought that team, so it's new owners. I'm pretty sure they probably worked out something with LeBron, or maybe for maybe that's why LeBron didn't announce his retirement, instead announce his new Hennessy bottle. He's probably gonna play another year in the league. But my thing is, bro, I see LeBron so much now as a cancer, especially that Russell Westbrook came out the other day and said that he can't be fake the way LeBron is fake. That you can tell like LeBron is business first, NBA second.
Well, I mean, I
I
think it's
believe
gotten
they
to
played
that
like a
point.
preseason game.
I think
They
it's
played a
gotten to that
preseason
point
game where
at
they
this
didn't.
point in his career. Like, I don't think again. There's what else? Like, look, he has to be realistic. The six rings ain't gonna happen, buddy. It just ain't.
No,
Like, it just ain't. You had your
that's a
chance.
wrap.
You had your opportunities. Whatever happened, happened. History is history. So it ain't gonna happen anymore. You just recently beat and got the scoring title, which that record is not gonna get touched in generations to come. Like, let's just be clear about that. That's gonna Your name is forever gonna be number one as a scoring leader for generations to come. Who knows and God knows when
Yeah,
something's
for
gonna get
sure.
it's so close. I mean, I'm not too sure how long like was the record held for by Will Chamberlain. Like it was years and years, mind you.
No,
I don't even
it wasn't Will.
uh,
It was a Kareem.
Kareem? Kareem, I'm sorry. It was
It was
Kareem.
it was Kareem.
But mind you, it was years and years. Like I don't even think I was born. I don't even know if Julio was born.
No, bro,
It,
none of us.
that's gonna be a record and a staple. Aside from everything else that you've done for your career, um, that's gonna be there forever. Like that's the biggest thing. Like, what are you still there for? And look, I hate to say it, but I have the unpopular opinion that when LeBron retires, I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers either keep Bronny forever in the G League, or they say bye, figure it out.
Adios, amigo.
Daddy ain't here
I mean,
anymore.
you did always say LeBron's other kid is the real baller, not Bronny.
Right. That
Bronny
boy's
just
in
carries the
Arizona
name.
right now. That boy's in Arizona right now, and he could play, and he's bigger. I.
Hey, look, listen. As far as the Lakers go, I'm not gonna bash the Lakers. The Lakers, at the end of the day, they hurt the world's feelings when they got Luka on the team. All bullshit aside, they do look like they have a lot of promise for the future. But I will tell you this: that promise won't come to fruit until LeBron retires. You cannot have LeBron on that team because Luka cannot have the helm of that team. I know that on the first episode we had a discussion about who's is Luka a point guard or whatnot. I guarantee that the moment LeBron comes off of injury, LeBron's gonna be like, nah, dog, step aside, give me the ball,
I
because
mean,
that's the type of
aside.
person that he is. But he needs to understand, like, Papo, you had your chance at the throne. Like, at some point, you were the face of the NBA. You were the number one guy of the NBA. But yeah, bro, you're 41 years old. There's already a lot of bad shit where they even said that they did an interview to LeBron and LeBron se hizo que he didn't know that AD got traded. And you know how a lot of people found out in the Lakers? LeBron James' son wrote in a group chat with all the other players stating how AD got traded. So it's like you knew. You said, fuck it. If we get Luke on the team right now, I have a chance for, I won't get to 6, pero coño, I might get to 5. So,
Yeah, no.
brother, and then Russell Westbrook being the type of person he is, and again, Russell Westbrook is an asshole, but he is authentic, and that's what I've always liked about him. And he said it. I don't like LeBron because I ain't it with none of that fake stuff. So, at the end of the day, dude, look, listen. At least the Lakers have a bright future. I can't say that about the Heat, who went like what 0-5 in the preseason, and they
I
just
mean,
look. I've always said it, bro. The Heat have always been that one player away from being good. But
I mean, the
again,
Lakers' future is only as bright as far as how patient will Luca be, because you know the question comes about as him as a player, where his desires are. Um, you know, do you just care about playing the game you love and you enjoy where you're at right now, or do you have that championship hunger? You know, do you want to chase that? And are you gonna have to put
mm-hmm.
yourself in a different position as far as a different team to be in that conversation? And also to throw in a fun fact, which was a former conversation slash topic that we had in one of our episodes. I believe when the rumors about the trades were going on and off before the league started, There was actually, I remember when we had spoken, when the whole topic came about, what's going to be the situation, the conversation of when it's Giannis's turn to go around the market. And I remember one of the teams that we mentioned were the New York Knicks. And that was the one
Which,
team that ESPN reported just the other day of that there was conversations already going on between the
mm-hmm.
Knicks and the Bucks, entertaining the idea of Giannis going to the Garden. And let me tell you, if that happened,
So, funny enough, just how I do with the NFL, I asked AI to give me a prediction of the upcoming NBA season, including playoffs and trades. So, as far as the season goes, it predicts the Cavaliers to be number one in the East
again,
and Thunder to be number one in the West. They predict the East champions will be the Boston Celtics, which I don't think so. And the West champions will be the Thunder. And then OKC will repeat as back to back champions, which I do see.
hey,
We'll see.
listen right now. Y'all pay attention right now. Y'all, they gotta start paying me for this stuff if this stuff starts to get accurate and it actually happens.
Here we go.
Because I literally said this when we talked about NBA predictions before all this madness started. I said the Thunder have the best chance to win it again because again they're young. They're young. They have a lot of juice. They have a lot of fruit.
They're young. They're explosive. They're good. They got your boy Alex Caruso from the Lakers on the team, and that boy yesterday. Hey, it's like I told you yesterday, bro. Caruso does a little bit of everything
Yep.
well. He
Yep.
plays defense. He shoots. He grabs rebounds. He does a little bit of everything. He's what Marcus Smart wants to be but can't be.
Fun
He
fact.
does a little bit of everything well.
Fun fact.
Fun
He
fact.
actually he's actually from the same college. University that Patrick Mahomes came from, Texas Tech.
Here we
So
go. Talking about Patrick Mahomes, we moved on from the NFL,
I'm
man. But anywho,
sorry, but there must be something that they're doing over there right.
well, I mean, when you own the next 10 years of first round draft picks, yeah, you're definitely doing something right. But and then as you were mentioning about Giannis, it said that Giannis to the New York Knicks. Um, the Knicks are in a now win model. A move like this will immediately tilt the Eastern Conference power balance, and Giannis is among the top names
By
flagged
a
as.
landslide, it would flip the competition in the East. I'm sorry.
But my thing is, who will the Knicks have to give up to land Giannis in New York? Because
Well,
if you move any of the core pieces, it's Cat and you have ¿cómo se llama? Brunson and Giannis. I'm assuming you have to give up the house to make that trade happen.
I think you give. I think it's a.
No,
All right.
you have to give Milwaukee a portion of Madison Square Garden.
So hold on now. Let's not get crazy here. So obviously I see Cat being in the trade, position player for position player. I give you a center, you give me a center, and draft picks, draft capital, and some cash. The I wouldn't want to say he's in the conversation because they did when they traded for him and they gave him a nice little contract. They also have Mikal Bridges, which he struggled early for the Knicks when he first joined them, but he picked it up throughout the season. But I want to say I think they could score it for Cat and a couple picks and some money. I don't think anything else. I think Giannis at this point has
So
been
just
very
give up
open
on
with.
Cat already.
I think at this point the Bucks understand where Giannis' standpoint is, and I think Giannis has also been very vocal with the Bucks organization. He's let them know multiple times that he wishes to get a more competitive roster, and we all thought that it was gonna work when Damian Lillard joined the Bucks, and clearly that agenda didn't go that well. It actually went downhill, and it wasn't a good
Well,
outcome
so
for the Bucks.
so the only thing with that prediction there is they're saying that if Giannis does get traded to the Knicks or to whomever, they're not just gonna trade Giannis. The Bucks are gonna pretty much do a salary dump and pretty much,
Money.
reconfigure and retool everything. So I don't think Cat going to Milwaukee is gonna work. I think what's gonna end up happening here is trading young stars and draft picks.
I
It's
mean,
gonna come down to that at the end of the
there
day.
could also be a third team involved, which has been happening a lot lately in a lot of these blockbuster trades. They'll get a third team
Mm-hmm.
involved, see
That's
how they
true.
make it work and things like that. I see it happening though, and it'll be soon if it happens this year, mid season. But I don't know. Who knows?
So, so another prediction that this one, I don't have it on record, unfortunately, but I do. I did text you yesterday about this. It's KD to Miami.
KD
The
to
Rockets.
Miami. I listen. I mean, I this was. Oh my God! I don't even know where to start. This was a conversation. Like this was possible. The Heat are the ones that didn't pull the trigger. The stars were aligning. All the NBA and analysts and Shams and all these guys were talking about how conversations are heating up between the Heat and KD. KD to the Heat is seen like it's a stronger possibility by the day. Like this might actually happen. And I don't know what fell apart, but from what I was informed or from what
They
I
wanted
heard,
Ware.
huh?
They wanted the Miami Heat center, Kel Ware.
Yeah, I mean, again, do you
I
want
would. I
KD or do
would.
you not?
Not at that price. I'm not
All
gonna
right.
give up a 21-year-old center. Like, the fuck no, that makes no sense.
So he went to Houston, and we saw him for the first time yesterday in number 7, which is interesting, because I think that was his number in Brooklyn, if I'm not wrong.
I believe
I
so.
thought I thought he was gonna bring back the 35, and he did get an extension, 2 year, 90 mil, with the Houston Rockets. So I do see him there, spending some time there. I just KD is another player. I don't see
His,
him winning
his
another
legacy's
championship.
always gonna be tarnished at the fact that the only reason he won is because he went to the Warriors. He's gonna go down as one of the best. What is he? A power forward at this point? One of the best power forwards to ever play
Small forward,
basketball.
power forward, either or.
He's gonna go down as one of the greats to ever play. But the thing about his legacy is like you left OKC, which ironically they just won, a championship. You had to join a team that you almost beat. You got 2 rings a la costilla de Steph Curry and the Warriors. You left. They won again. And you can't seem to figure it out anywhere. But you've been to Brooklyn. You've been to Phoenix. Now you're with the Rockets. Papa, like, at some point, like, and he got paid too. I think it was like 2 years, $90 million.
Yeah,
That's probably
that's
another reason why that's probably another reason
yeah.
why he said we're not paying that much money for a 37-year-old dude. I don't care how good you are. I don't care who you are. No, bro, no. And remember that I'm a money's guy, and I go where the money makes sense, and that shit don't make any sense. And then the last trade that Chat gave me, which to be honest, bro, I think this one's very unrealistic, but I want your take on it. It's the Celtics trading Jaylen Brown.
Does it say to where?
It doesn't say to where, but they're saying that Boston reportedly is having a lot of salary issues and may need to shed big contracts. Brown is their top tier, one of the top tier players, and also expensive. And due to the fact that you can't trade away Tatum because Tatum is hurt.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, Jalen Brown has always been a point of trade talks when it comes to the Celtics and him. He's always been a name that has been thrown, which is quite frankly actually right the before the season when they won the championship was something that was causing a lot of drama in the locker room because obviously when you're a player and you're in there in that locker room and you're giving your heart, you're giving everything, and you're starting to hear your name come up that you might be going out somewhere. The speculation, the curiosity kills the cat. You're like, well, what's going on here? Like, why are they looking to trade me? Why are they looking to get rid of me if all I've been doing is giving them everything? However,
Mm-hmm.
Jaden Brown, I don't think he's gonna get traded. from the Celtics, at least this season. I don't know about next season, especially with Jason Tatum being down. Um, but I
And
mean,
another thing too, Jason Tatum might never be the same player ever again because he ruptured his Achilles tendon and he's young.
yeah, I mean, again, there's different outlooks here, but to remain on topic with Jaylen Brown, he's not going anywhere this season. I can tell you that much. He's not going anywhere this season, and they just gave him a new contract actually, which is what makes him so expensive. But besides
Right,
that,
Tatum signed 5 years, 314 million, and Jalen Brown signed for 304 million. You
yeah,
have 600 million in two cats.
well, listen, that's what it takes nowadays to take care of your guys. And guess what? They got you a championship, and it sucks that Jason Tatum got hurt. But if Jason Tatum wasn't hurt, we would be having the conversation of the Celtics arguably being the number one seed in the Eastern Conference Finals. Like they in the Eastern Conference, they like that would be the conversation. But aside from that, going to Jaylen Brown, and I'm not Jaylen Brown, just the Celtics in general. They did already make cuts. So one more cuts are is being demanded of from the organization that they make because they let go of Drew Holiday that he went back to the Trailblazers. They let go of El Loco Porzingis went to the Hawks. So uh, let's not get greedy
As
here.
a Hawk.
Yeah, he went to the Hawks. He's with that boy Trey Young now. But let's not get greedy here. Like now, as an organization, you cannot get greedy. You took care of your guys. Take ownership of it. They gave you a championship. They made your organization not just relevant again, but now you're the leading organization and franchise with the most championships in league history. You beat the Lakers now. You have that edge. You have the 18 banner. And the Lakers don't look like they're going to be getting anything close to that anytime soon. So you're gonna have that for a while to brag about. So I don't see Jaylen Brown moving from the Celtics unless there's some spew, some drama that we don't know about, and it causes a drift in the wind, how we like to say, and it takes them away. I don't see him going anywhere. Like Jaylen Brown is, aside from the guy being a great basketball player, the guy's a freaking scholar. And actually, that's one of the
He's an
controversial.
IT nerd.
Yeah, that's one of the things. That's one of the controversial things that's being seen as controversial because again, NBA players are just supposed to be NBA players, right? Here we go. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one representing the athletes. Here's one standing up for the athletes. Here we go. Talking about how.
Tanta mierda, brother.
Come on,
That
man.
guy's
Come on.
an IT nerd, bro.
Let's bring it. He's not just an ITer. Like
I'm
he is
kidding, man.
he's a very smart dude. Like he was one of those few athletes that bet on himself, didn't sign with a big shoe brand, invented his own shoe that he just launched, and it's doing more than well. He's very smart. How you
Better
like
than
to
Big
say?
Baller Brand?
Huh? No, nah, nah. Nah. Ahí el que se escapó es Lamelo Ball. Lamelo
El
Ball
tipo
said,
le dijo papá, de zapato por el culo,
yeah.
dame.
Yup, that boy's shoes are everywhere, and that boy's living the life at his
Bro,
age.
the guy who took the biggest L in the world is
Lonzo.
Lonzo Ball.
Yup, he was the first soldier. That's the thing. That's the first soldier effect. That's the first soldier effect.
Again, NBA, we can probably go on this for a while. You know what
I mean, you
happened
let
to
me
the
know.
Suns. Look. We'll leave some topic for next week. Let's wait until the first couple games of the season. You know, after I look at some of the players, because there's a question on Joe Embiid, Devin Booker, and the Suns. How the Heat gonna be looking this year? There, you know, are there any hidden teams out there that are contenders? Was Cleveland's last 2 years a fluke, and then maybe they start trading players? I remember at one point Donovan Mitchell was also on the trading block, so. We'll leave the NBA topics for next week because I have so many topics, but I don't want to bring them up because I want to see the first couple of games.
Hold on.
Kind of like how I saw yesterday's games.
All right, as we close the NBA talks, just one last thing. I'm gonna read you something. Kung Fu, meditation, and a dream shaker. This is inside Victor Wembanyama's return to the league and to the Spurs. If any of you guys are looking at what Victor Wembanyama was doing in the offseason, it's which I'm not comparing him to him, but it sort of in a way gave me the Kobe feels. But again, he's not there yet. He's nothing close to that. He's his own player. He's a different freak of nature.
Well,
But yeah,
time out because now you mentioned Wemby and the Spurs, and I do believe I have this on one of the episodes. I did mention, wouldn't it be funny if someone like a Giannis ends up on the Spurs with Wemby? At that point, you got two freaks of nature.
I don't see it though. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't. I like. The thing is that Giannis has been very openly about he wants to win. Like he wants to win the championship. I don't think him going to the Spurs. I think their roster's not built to win a championship just yet. Just yet.
Okay, but you got Victor Wembanyama, who's a freak of nature of his own.
Not
And
to
let's say
mention.
you acquire one or two more people, and you tell Giannis, "Dale, Papa, we all in," and you have I don't know, bro.
Okay, but not to mention though.
How this Giannis?
Let's not forget though. Let's not
30.
forget that the Western Conference is has for a couple seasons now, actually a couple years, has been seen and analyzed as the tougher conference. The competition in the West is not the same as the East. I don't think I think it would it's changed players and it's forced them in a way to change their game and it's forced them in a way to challenge them differently. Like they don't do the same. They just don't. Whoa.
Hmm? Some Drake. Which now my phone going off at the unexpectedly brings me to the last topic of the day. The MLB World Series is upon us. I am very happy because I am a baseball fan, but I am also sad seeing the MLB season, coming to a close. And even though my co-host Juan is wearing a Shohei Ohtani shirt, I have a hot take for you, Juan. Blue Jays in 6.
Blue Jays in 6. And like I told you, unless Otani goes down and the rest of the group goes down, I don't think it's gonna happen. I see the Dodgers going back to back, and for the same reason, that hold on now, you're gonna have to let me finish. For the same reason that I told you the OKC Thunder would repeat, the Dodgers went all in, and with who they brought. They threw the money to the point where you even mentioned that the league is gonna have to look into the Dodgers and probably do some sort of, I don't know what they're gonna do to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Oh,
So,
they wanna bring up a salary cap, but my thing is this: the Dodgers have not played baseball for about 2 weeks now. The Blue Jays were on fire offensively. Their their gears are hot, their gears are rolling, and when I saw the Dodgers playing, dude, you take Otani cannot carry a team, dude. Like, he can pitch, he can hit, he can do all you want. But at the end of the day, it takes a team to win. And when I saw the Blue Jays, everyone came together and contributed to winning. You have a lot of guys on the Dodger team who are space cadets right now. They have no idea what how they eat, what to do. Regardless, bro, I would like to see some other team other than the Dodgers, go to the World Series next year. I always go for the underdog. For, Vladimir Guerrero, which a lot of you don't know, even though his father is Dominican and he talks like a Dominican, he was born in Canada. And one of the things he said in an interview is, I would love to win the World Series because I want to give the ring to my father who never won one.
yeah, I saw that.
So I always go for the underdog. You also got Bo Bichette on that team. You got George Springer, who people still hate because he was on that Astros team that cheated. Guys, look, if you don't know anything about baseball, cheating has always been a thing in baseball. It's just the Astros got caught. That's the only fucking difference. That team was stacked and was going to go far no matter what. And a few years after that scandal, they won the World Series again anyways. So, no hold that. And then there's been videos where other teams blatantly cheat because whoever's on second base can read the pitches and signals if it's going to be a fastball or off speed. We'll go into more details about this some other time. Blue Jays in 6, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's the Dodgers in 5. It all really comes down to how the Dodgers play the first 2 games in Toronto. Because that's the other thing too. Had the Mariners won, since the Dodgers had the better record, it would have been in LA. But since Toronto won, the game got to go now to Canada. So After the first 2 games in Canada, Juan, I'll let you know if I was right or wrong. But for now, I'm going to go with the underdogs. I'm going to go con los pajaritos azulitos, the Blue Jays.
I'm somewhere in Japan, man. I'm somewhere in Japan. Ghost of Yotai, Shohei. I'm somewhere in Japan, man.
Before we finish the episode, Juan, what's gonna be one thing that I'm gonna be like, bro, the MLB is fucked if this happens. So right now, there's a Japanese player, I believe he's a third baseman, Murataka Murakami.
Wow.
The guy was the home run king in a single season in Japan. He's coming to America, bro. If that guy goes to the Dodgers, it's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. The guy's a lefty. He's disgusting. Hope that's not the case, but if he doesn't go to the Dodgers, he ends up in a team even much worse than that, the Yankees. So at that point, I guess I gotta pick my own poison there. But with that being said, Juan, the Yankees lose, bro. When Vladdy went on air and said the Yankees lose, bro, awesome, epic. But with that being said, Juan, I'm being yelled at because I got to make dinner tonight. So with that being said, are there anything else you want to add on before we end this episode?
I'm sorry we've taken a while. Life happens, but a blessing did arrive. Congratulations to Julio. God bless his new family.
You can't see it there. Look at that. Look at the boy. Come on, camera, focus. There you go.
But... yeah, I mean, we're back. We managed to get back on board, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoy the channel, and don't forget to, subscribe, like, and share our channel, as it only helps this channel grow and get better every day.
And again, we're very close to 50 subscribers. Once we get to 50, we're going to get our first 50 subscribers, and whoever's name gets picked, we'll send them an email and saying, hey, join us as our next special guest. But with that being said, Juan, if you got nothing else to add on, like Juan said, guys, like, share, subscribe, do your thing, and we'll see you next on J&J's Next Play. Later.